Tonight, I did not collude. For the first time, Jared Kushner speaks out on Russia. What he told investigators, his answers raising even more questions. Also, new drama as President Trump goes after his own attorney general. A new health care cliffhanger. The Senate set to vote for a key vote tomorrow. But what will they be voting to advance? And could John McCain make his return? Human trafficking horror, 10 dead, and chilling new details about dozens smuggled into the back of a sweltering big rig. What the driver told authorities about the gruesome discovery. Instagram Live tragedy. One sister is dead, the other is facing charges. A crash raising new concerns about distracted driving and alcohol. And inspiring America at a bar where something special is on tap. Nightly News begins right now.
From NBC News World Headquarters in New York, this is NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt.
Good evening. Nice to have you with us tonight. The often seen but rarely publicly heard son-in-law to President Trump, Jared Kushner, stepped up to the cameras and microphones today to deny any funny business between himself and the Russians. Kushner, a senior advisor to the president, faced some pointed questions from Senate Intelligence Committee staffers today during a closed-door session. Despite a drip of belated acknowledgments of contacts between himself and Russians during the campaign and transition, Kushner stated flatly today there was no collusion. But that has not stopped the questions. NBC's Kristen Welker starts us off with details.
Usually under the radar, Jared Kushner now under a harsh spotlight.
I have been fully transparent in providing all requested information.
Trying to put to rest any question about possible collusion with Russian officials during the election.
Let me be very clear. I did not collude with Russia, nor do I know of anyone else in the campaign who did so. I had no improper contacts. I have not relied on Russian funds for my businesses.
The brief, scripted statement in attempt to stay on message after a nearly 2-hour closed-door session on Capitol Hill with Senate Intelligence Committee investigators.
Did you answer all the questions, sir?
As many as they have.
Kushner denied trying to set up a secret back channel with the Kremlin and detailed 4 meetings with Russians, including that one with Donald Trump Jr. and a Kremlin-linked lawyer with promises of dirt about Hillary Clinton. In his prepared remarks, Kushner said he didn't know the focus of the meeting, despite receiving an email with the subject line, Russia Clinton private and confidential. Kushner said he arrived 10 minutes late, found the Russian attorney discussing adoptions and determined it was a waste of our time, even emailing his assistant, can you please call me on my cell? Need excuse to get out of meeting. Another issue, Kushner's April 2016 meeting with Russian Ambassador Sergei Kislyak. Kushner says the encounter was so brief that after the election he had to ask, what is the name of the Russian ambassador? But those answers raising even more questions.
If he has nothing to hide, if he's published an 11-page testimony, he surely will be prepared to testify publicly, and I think Congress will want him to do that.
Kushner saying, bottom line, his father-in-law won fair and square.
Donald Trump had a better message and ran a smarter campaign, and that is why he won. Suggesting otherwise ridicules those who voted for him.
President Trump offering up a distraction to all of it, tweeting, so why aren't the committees and investigators and, of course, our beleaguered AG looking into crooked Hillary's crimes and Russia relations? The president, who has repeatedly lashed out at Sessions for recusing himself in the Russia matter, rolled his eyes when asked whether Sessions should resign today. As for Kushner, he'll be back on Capitol Hill tomorrow in front of the House Intelligence Committee and under oath. It comes after the president has said he had no knowledge that anyone on his campaign met with any Russians. Lester.
All right, Kristen Welker tonight, thank you. And let's turn now to the other big story playing out in Washington, the health care cliffhanger. The Senate is headed for a key vote tomorrow, but what will they be voting to advance? At this hour, it's a mystery, even to most senators, as President Trump issues a new warning. And there's added drama late today as a top Republican is raising the possibility that John McCain could return for the vote. Our chief White House correspondent, Hallie Jackson, has details.
President Donald Trump.
President Trump using the power of his presidential bully pulpit against the backdrop of the Blue Room and the faces of what the White House calls the victims of Obamacare.
It was a big, fat
ugly lie.
With doom and gloom declarations, the president railed against the law of the land, not surprisingly swiping at Democrats.
They run out, they say death, death, death. Well, Obamacare is death.
But he saved a punch for his own party, too.
So far, Senate Republicans have not done their job in ending the Obamacare nightmare.
This is too little, too late. And what you're seeing now is a lot of kabuki dance in which the president is saying the buck does not stop with me on health care.
The president's message meant for Capitol Hill, where Senate leaders say they will vote tomorrow to start debate on a bill. It's just not clear what that bill will look like. Option 1, repeal Obamacare now and replace it later, but that might not have enough support to pass. Option 2 could have even less, repeal and replace at the same time. Then there's option 3, a bill that repeals, replaces, and adds sweeteners for skeptical Republicans.
The only way we'll have an opportunity to consider ideas is if senators are allowed to offer and debate them.
And that's the catch. Enough senators have to agree to start debate at all. And last time around, 4 Republicans did not, including 3 women, leading to this head-scratching moment from a Republican congressman.
Some of the people that are opposed to this, there are some female senators from the Northeast. If it was a guy from South Texas, I might ask him to step outside and settle this Aaron Burr style.
And through it all, remember, the absence of Senator John McCain doesn't help the bill's prospects as he recovers from that surgery that led to his recent diagnosis of brain cancer. He posted a picture of him hiking with a friend back home, his feet in the water, as GOP leaders hope he gets his boots on the ground back here in Washington in time for tomorrow's vote, something that for now looks unlikely. Lester?
Hallie Jackson, thank you. Tonight, we're learning new details in that horrifying case of human trafficking in Texas. Today, charges were filed against the driver of a tractor trailer that had dozens of undocumented immigrants trapped inside under sweltering conditions. And federal authorities revealed that a 10th victim has died. NBC's Gabe Gutierrez has the latest from San Antonio.
Federal prosecutors say James Bradley Jr. is the 60-year-old trucker who drove undocumented immigrants to a stifling end. Tonight, 10 are dead after San Antonio police found 39 of them, including teenagers, trapped in this tractor trailer.
It's dangerous, putting, somebody's life at risk. These smugglers, they're callous.
New court documents reveal Bradley told investigators he was driving the truck from Iowa to Brownsville, Texas, but had stopped in Laredo to get it washed and detailed. He said he was unaware of the contents until he stopped at this Walmart parking lot to use the restroom. When he opened the back door, he said he was knocked to the ground by some of those who escaped. He said he then noticed bodies lying on the floor like meat. The gruesome scene unfolding as temperatures reached triple digits on Saturday. Authorities interviewed some of the survivors who said they started taking turns breathing from the only ventilation hole. Court documents say they'd paid smugglers and others linked to the Zetas drug cartel to help them cross into the U.S. One survivor from Mexico owed the smugglers $5,500. This dramatic police body camera video from 2015 in Texas shows the desperate conditions. Dozens of undocumented immigrants gasping for air, rescued just in time. A 13-year-old boy among the survivors.
And they're willing to risk their lives for their kids and for their family members.
Last year, federal officials investigated more than 2,000 cases of human trafficking.
It's a symptom of a broken immigration system, which Congress has refused to fix.
Don't waste your money.
But Homeland Security Secretary John Kelly says there's been a sharp drop in border arrests since February, and he argues the Trump administration's illegal immigration crackdown is a deterrent. Investigators say at one point nearly 100 people were crammed inside that tractor trailer. Tonight, at least 20 are still hospitalized. If convicted, the driver faces up to life in prison or even the death penalty. Lester.
All right, Gabe Gutierrez, thank you. A heartbreaking turn of events today in the case of a terminally ill baby who's made headlines across the world. In the UK, the parents of 11-month-old Charlie Gard have dropped their legal battle to bring him to the U.S. for experimental treatment after coming to the painful conclusion that it would not have been successful. Let's get more on this now from NBC's Bill Neely in London.
They gave him life, but today Charlie Gard's parents decided he had no chance of a normal one.
We will let our son go and be with the angels.
New scans convinced them Charlie has irreparable brain damage. He was born healthy, but soon a rare genetic disease meant he couldn't see, hear or breathe on his own. No cure, said doctors, but his parents pinned their hopes on New York professor Michio Harano.
Who do we have here?
And his experimental treatment that helped Art Estopanen's 6-year-old son, who has a less severe form of the same disease.
He has saved my son's life.
If he's still fighting, we're still fighting.
They fought British courts who wouldn't allow the treatment, their plight sparking a global debate. The Pope offering support, President Trump tweeting he'd be delighted to help.
Say Charlie goes!
But the emotional battle that saw Charlie's caregivers receive death threats is now over. His parents conceding treatment won't work.
Our son is an absolute warrior, and we could not be prouder of him, and we will miss him terribly.
Court battles, they said, wasted precious time.
And we are so sorry that we couldn't save you. Sweet dreams, baby.
Little Charlie is still alive here tonight, but very soon his parents will make the heartbreaking decision to end his life support. Charlie's first birthday is next week. A baby boy whose spirit will live forever, say his parents, as they let him go. Bill Neely, NBC News, London.
Let's turn back home now. Millions are under flash flood watches with storms all over the map from north to south, triggering dramatic high water rescues. Now a powerful system is pushing east, and we get the latest in all the extreme weather from NBC's Joe Fryer.
With turbulent floodwaters suddenly hurtling over rocks near Tucson, 17 hikers were trapped. And for half the group, the only way out was up. A helicopter plucked 8 to safety, while the rest were guided out on foot. It happened after monsoon storms dumped 2 inches of rain in less than an hour, suffocating streets and neighborhoods throughout the area. In Mesa, a driver had to be rescued from a submerged car, while a boy stuck in floodwaters was carried to drier ground. Right now, across the West, 3 million are under flash flood watches. Powerful winds and relentless downpours are wreaking just as much havoc throughout the Midwest, from submerged ballparks in Iowa to washed away roads in Wisconsin. Down power lines in Illinois left tens of thousands without electricity.
We need the rain. We just don't need 6 inches at a time, that's all.
With floodwaters still menacing, sandbags here are in demand, while rain is not.
I hope we're back to normal next Sunday. God willing, and the river don't rise, huh?
The South was not spared either, with weekend flooding in New Orleans. Now the threat is moving to the Northeast. Already overnight, an EF2 tornado with winds up to 125 miles an hour rolled through Maryland's eastern shore, bulldozing several homes. A string of punishing weather stretching from coast to coast. Joe Fryer, NBC News.
From too much rain to too little, the Vatican has turned off all its famous fountains as Vatican City in Italy suffered through a severe drought after the driest spring there in 60 years. Vatican Radio links the decision to the Pope's message on environmental and water issues. Officials in Rome are considering rationing water up to 8 hours a day for over 1 million residents. Still ahead for us tonight, the deadly tragedy that played out live on social media. A young woman accused of killing her sister in a drunk driving crash while streaming it all over Instagram. Also, it could be the wave of the future, but would you do it? The company that wants to implant its employees with microchips.
One laugh, and hello, sensitive bladder. Ring a bell? Then you have to try Always Discreet. I didn't think protection this thin could work. But the super absorbent core turns liquid to gel for incredible protection. So it's out of sight and out of mind. Hey. Always Discreet for bladder leaks.
I've discovered incredible bladder leak underwear that hugs every curve. Can't tell I'm wearing it, can you? Always Discreet underwear for bladder leaks.
Steve was born to move. Over the course of 9 days, he walks 26.2 miles. That's a marathon. Because he chooses to walk whenever he can. And he does it with support from Dr. Scholl's. Only Dr. Scholl's has massaging gel insoles that provide all-day comfort to keep him feeling more energized. So he even has the energy to take the long way home. Keep it up, Steve. Dr. Scholl's, born to move.
When it comes to heartburn, trust the brand doctors trust. Nexium 24 Hour is the #1 choice of doctors and pharmacists for their own frequent heartburn and all-day, all-night protection. When it comes to heartburn, trust Nexium 24 Hour.
At the Alzheimer's Association Walk to End Alzheimer's, we carry flowers that signify why we want to end the disease. And we walk so that one day there will be a white flower for Alzheimer's first survivor. Join the fight at alz.org/walk.
Hey. This is Lloyd. To prove to you that the better choice for him is Aleve, he's agreed to give it up.
Okay, but I have 30 acres to cover by sundown.
We'll be with him all day as he goes back to taking Tylenol.
Yeah, I was okay, but after lunch, my knees started hurting again, so more pills. Yep, another pill stop. Can I get my Aleve back yet? For my pain, I want my Aleve.
Get all-day minor arthritis pain relief with an easy open cap.
This week, he made it to the top of the world, blind. She swam the roughest seas at 65. He escaped the Taliban to scale sheer cliffs.
Feel the power of Mother Nature. Incredible journey.
I just want to see what a grandmother can do.
Pushing the limit on Today.
Only on NBC. Sunday night with Megyn Kelly. Sharp, strong journalism and the power of NBC News.
You have to tell this story.
Sunday night with Megyn Kelly. Sundays at 7, 6 Central on NBC.
Welcome back. In Central California, a disturbing video streamed live and shared on social media as part of a police investigation. A teenager is dead, another in serious condition. Experts say this crash points to a larger problem of distracted driving. Our national correspondent Miguel Almaguer has our report and a warning. The video you're about to see is difficult to watch.
The video was streaming on Instagram Live. An 18-year-old suspected drunk driver posting in real time with two 14-year-olds in the car when she loses control. The driver, Odulia Sanchez, continued to broadcast live.
Baby! Wake up, baby!
Both passengers who were not wearing seatbelts were ejected.
This is the last thing I wanted to happen to us, but it just did.
Sanchez reaching her younger sister Jacqueline, who died in the crash.
Hey, everybody, if I go to jail for life, you already know why. My sister is dying.
It's a tragedy all the way around, and hopefully we never have to see this again.
Sanchez now faces vehicular manslaughter and DUI charges. Instagram saying, "We are deeply saddened by this tragedy. We urge people to use our reporting tools if they see any content or behavior that puts anyone's safety at risk."
Instagram, like most social media providers, does allow users to report questionable content. Here, with just a few touches, you can report video as spam or inappropriate. In theory, notifying editors there's a problem.
Instagram is not at all legally responsible for the content of anything that's on its site, but they are morally responsible in some ways for what users do because they have given people the ability to stream anything live.
For the Sanchez family, any warning now comes too late.
Jacqueline! Please wake up!
A horrific tragedy that played out live for all to see. Miguel Almaguer, NBC News, Los Angeles.
There's more to tell you about tonight coming up. After nearly 20 years after her death, Princess Diana's sons open up like we've never heard before.
Liberty Mutual stood with me when this guy got a flat tire in the middle of the night.
Hold on, Dad. Liberty did what?
Yeah, Liberty Mutual 24-hour roadside assistance helped him to fix his flat so he could get home safely.
My dad says our insurance doesn't have that. Don't worry, I know what a lug wrench is, Dad. Is this a lug wrench?
Maybe. You can leave worry behind when Liberty stands with you. Liberty stands with you. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
I take pictures of sunrises, but with my back pain, I couldn't sleep and get up in time. Then I found Aleve PM.
Aleve PM is the only one to combine a safe sleep aid plus the 12-hour pain-relieving strength of Aleve.
I'm back.
Aleve PM for a better AM.
Introducing new Parodontax, the toothpaste that helps prevent bleeding gums. If you spit blood when you brush or floss, you may have gum problems and could be on the journey to much worse. Help stop the journey of gum disease. Try new Parodontax toothpaste.
Steve was born to move. Over the course of 9 days, he walks 26.2 miles. That's a marathon. Because he chooses to walk whenever he can. And he does it with support from Dr. Scholl's. Only Dr. Scholl's